Hello everybody and welcome to SnackTube. If you've been watching me for a while, you'll know I really enjoy some noodles from time to time. I've reviewed a lot of different noodles on this channel, but today we're going back in time, for me personally, to show you where my noodle obsession started. And it was with these little bad boys, Super Noodles. These ones are the chicken flavour. Yes, noodles back in the day, I mean I had pot noodles as a kid for sure, but not very often. My parents didn't buy them a lot because I don't know why, but Super Noodles we had a lot more than pot noodles, and it was in uni where I really started to enjoy Super Noodles. Mostly out of necessity, I would say. You know, being a broke student, you have no money, so you have to buy the cheapest thing going to eat. And, you know, staple meal for me, especially for lunches, was some Super Noodles on toast. And I've made some nice Super Noodles on toast for us today. And this is the start of a brand new series, if you will. You could call it a series. Like how I reviewed all the pot noodles. This is me now going back to going to review all the Super Noodles. So we're starting off with the classic flavour. I think it's probably their most popular flavour, right? And the chicken flavour. But I've got 3 other flavours in my cupboard to try. There are a lot more flavours out there, but we'll try these ones all first, and then we'll see what comes next. Of course, keeping a lookout for new pot noodles, anything like that. I mean, recently I did do the newest pot noodle, which is a fajita thing. It was very nice. I really quite enjoyed it. So let's learn a little bit about Super Noodles. So you can win heroic prizes with them from DC just now, apparently. I quite like the Batman's on the packet. That's cool. I have to say I'm a bit annoyed about them in general though, because it's £1 a packet for Super Noodles. A whole £1 for Super Noodles. When I was buying them back in the day, they were a lot cheaper than that. You get 3 for £1 at one point. But £1 for one packet of Super Noodles seems like a lot. You can probably get them a little bit cheaper in other places like Farm Foods, maybe Iceland. But I just got these in Tesco. And they're made by bachelors who make a lot of pasta-y things. So yeah, let's read a little bit more about them on the packet. So all the Super Noodles are made in the same way, I'm sure. You put 300 millilitres of water in a pan, bring it to the boil, add your noodles and your sachet, shimmy it all up for 4 minutes, serve it. Boom, Bob's your uncle, easy peasy. Serves 1 as a tasty snack or 2 as part of a main meal. It's 1 as a tasty snack. This is my lunch for today. You can also do them in the microwave, which I've never really done. I've never made Super Noodles in the microwave before. Maybe once. I don't know. I've eaten a lot of Super Noodles in my lifetime, so I've maybe done it once or twice, but I'm doing it in a pan. That's the way to go. Got a Batman logo and DC on the back there. There's not really a lot to read on here. It's prize draw kind of thing. I don't know how you enter. Maybe you scan the QR code. I don't really care because I'm not going to. There's your list of ingredients. If you wanted to have a wee look at those, you can. Let's go through the nutritional information. So this is per half a pack. So we'd be doubling all this for me because I'm going to eat the whole thing. Per half a pack, you've got 219 calories, 9.4 grams of fat, of which 4.5 grams is saturates, 28.3 grams of carbs, of which 0.7 grams is sugar, 1.7 grams of fibre, 4.4 grams of protein, and 0.66 grams of salt. So you can see from the front, a lot of oranges, 1 green for the sugars, but a lot of oranges. So they're not really good for you, but hey, they're tasty, as far as I can remember. I mean, I haven't had these chicken Super Noodles in a long time. I just never buy them anymore. I don't know, I guess because I ate so many of them when I was younger. I wouldn't say I got sick of them, but I just kind of moved on, you know. But I haven't had them in ages. I've moved on to more sophisticated noodles. I usually eat Indomie. That's usually what I have. Indomie in a bowl with some fried eggs, maybe a few pickles and some crispy onions. Beautiful. But this is Super Noodles. So these have no accoutrement. They're just on bread, buttered bread. So there you go. All right, well, I guess I should show you them, right? There they are there. Super Noodles. And it's not Super Noodles if you don't have a nice soup on the bottom of the plate for the bread to all soak up. So that bread, by the time I get to eating that, it's going to be very soupy and soggy, which is nice. All right, well, let's give them a try then. So these are Bachelor's Super Noodles. Chicken. Let's give them the old taste test. Are they as good as I remember? These were made precisely to the packet instructions. I do know that when I used to make them, I wouldn't follow the instructions to the letter because there's better ways to do it. Because if you follow the instructions, they end up being too soupy. What you want is gooey noodles rather than soupy noodles. Because gooey noodles, all the flavour gets to the noodles, right? Whereas a soupy noodles, a lot of the flavour gets left in the soup. And that's exactly what's happened here. They're nice. Texture's okay, they're a bit sticky. But I'm not getting a lot of the chickeny flavour from the actual noodles. Like, I could taste it a wee bit, but not a lot. It's all mostly ended up in the soup. So I think the best way to do it is to use, I think it's 300 millilitres of water is what you're supposed to use to make this. I would say you only use about 200, and that's probably better. Gets you a bit more gooiness. And for an extra bonus, add cheese. Add cheese and melt it in. What actually really works for me is if you get a slice of plastic cheese, fold the noodles over and put the plastic cheese in the middle and then fold them back over it. Give it a wee minute just to melt and then mix it all up, and then they just go really gooey and they absorb all that water. It's lovely. I'm going to try it with my toast to see if that gives me a bit more flavour. That toast is very soggy. That's the way I like it. I'm just going to eat the toast on its own. There's butter on the toast and I've got all the soup. I'm still quite disappointed in those. You know, it's been a while since I've had super noodles. I remember them being much more flavourful than that. Not a huge amount of flavour. Like it's a bit dialed down. It's a bit bland. The noodles themselves, the flavour doesn't really stick to the noodles like it should. Even the soup just on its own doesn't have a huge amount of flavour. It's perfectly edible. I mean, it's nice. What flavour you do get is nice. There's just not enough of it. I think it needs more salt. Maybe a few more spices or something, but pretty bland. Yeah, pretty bland. I'm quite disappointed. I remember them being a lot nicer, but maybe that's because I added the cheese, or maybe it's just because they were nicer. I mean, if you think about it, you know, I was in uni, oh gosh, over 15 years ago now. That's a long time. You know, these things change, recipes change. I wouldn't be surprised if they've changed the recipe a bit to, you know, there's all this health stuff, you know, you have to comply with health. So maybe they've removed something like the MSG. There was probably MSG in these before. And I doubt there's MSG in them anymore because, you know, people are freaked out about MSG, which is stupid, by the way. But yeah, just a bit boring, a bit plain. Hopefully some other flavours will bring out a bit more of the magic of super noodles for me. But we'll see. So if you want to see the other reviews coming up of the super noodles, do remember to subscribe, like the video, give it a thumbs up. It all helps, goes towards all my stats and things. So maybe one day, I can earn some money from doing this. You know, I've made like 400 or 500 videos or something, and I've never made any money. I got some free tuna pasta once for reviewing it for a company. But apart from that, you know, they didn't pay me anything. They just gave me the things for free, or they reimbursed me for the things. But yeah, apart from that, yeah, I've never got any money for this. I don't get any money for this, and even if I did get money for this, if I was sponsored, I would always tell you the truth. I would always give you guys the honest review. Because I ain't no shill. That's right. But I'm willing to be one, you know, just give me a bit of that. I'll sell my soul. I'll sell my soul for some scratch. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. If you watched all the way to the end of the video and you just saw that last wee minute, just ignore that. And thanks very much. It's been a pleasure. I hope you all come back, and I will see you again next time. I'm going to go finish these noodles because they're okay, but I think I'm going to add a bit more, a bit of zing to it, a bit of salt, maybe a little sprinkling of cheese. I think I've got some cheese in the fridge. All right, catch you later.